Can't go to bed early on Sunday nights anymore, can we? All right, so big story, you know, vaccine, Pfizer, 90% effective. I can't remember the last time I saw S&Ps up 147. Okay, that was mine. So also can't remember the first time I've seen S&Ps up this much, and NASDAQ basically unchanged. I guess the stay-at-home trade is mainly, Amazon, etc. So everyone's going to be moving to uh, the shift towards value and cyclicals and everything. That's what's happening. And, crude exploded with this, right? It was just a pullback that I worked the short side on. And now, I don't know, maybe this was it. I think Steve talked about it. One of the interesting trades of the night was this. Okay. Gold. All right. So don't tell me 1, 2, 3 drives doesn't work. And if you recall, it went a little further than Greg had thought it could for for it to be still corrective and not wave 3. I don't think it was supposed to take out 1949 or so, but here's a 1, 2, 3. If you can just, wait for these patterns. How about this? If I would just wait for these patterns and only trade these, I'd be a billionaire. I'm not saying they all work, but they're high probability formations. You got the same thing happening in silver. Silver's actually rebounding, but 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know everyone else could hear me correctly or hear me. And the dollar, not probably the most muted response of everything in here. Yes, we need to be patient and disciplined. And, that's an ongoing process. That's a very ongoing process for everyone. We're human. So sometimes we do, um, you know, uh, we break our rules and we're not patient. And it's not the only thing that I see. But if I could say the one thing that I see and watch, that would be the thing to do. Okay. Because partly it's RSI and partly it's a formation. And I married them together. So, when you looked at gold last night at the highs, even all the way to the 15-minute, okay, barely, okay, all the shorter time frames. Look at this, glaring up here, glaring. All right, so, I think this changes the picture in gold and silver for a while. I don't think we're going to make new highs now. I still think we could get a break in the dollar down towards this level. All right. I have this line in here. So I'd like to see the dollar actually take out this low, the 91.77 level. But look at this. We're not that far away. We're about 50 points away, and I have this blue line coming in at 91.74, which is also 78.6 back. And I doubt we'll be under 30. We've been diverging in the dollar for a long time. I think you will have that opportunity, Jess. So waiting for this. When we get there, my preferred short, although it's stronger than euro right now, is going to be the euro pound. So I may start selling it around 32.20 and they'll do it all the way up to 78.6, wrong over the high of the move. This to me still looks corrective, and I prefer the short over a euro. You know, I think euro could get up to about 19.25 or maybe even a new high, but the pound, you know, it's not just my work, but Grega and a lot of wave guys say the structure in cable is more negative than the structure in euro. And euro pound, you know, although it pulled back last week, I still think you have to own it. Especially, you know, if you get a pullback to the wedge around 89.80, that would be okay. And I adjusted the wedge line now from last week's highs where it backed off again on Friday. Or you could wait for a breakout of this wedge, and that's 90.53. So I'm doing my best for Stell to be able to buy his silver at lower levels that he wants to, and to sell euro pound.
Keep
and
going,
sell,
coach.
all right, and sell euro pound up at 92. Okay. Yep. You know, I'm doing, you know, micro lots. And, you know, I think it came across the wire. Pinkert's still selling micro lots of silver and buying euro pound mini lots, very small. And, you know, it doesn't matter how much I do. It's just, you know, I have such a big following that everyone coattails me, and I get to front run all the people that follow me. So anyway, this, you know, I tried last night. I'll admit my mistakes. Okay. I got run over in the S&Ps. All right. I tried that. I thought this was a 3 drive. So they don't all work, you know. And gosh, we're at almost at new highs, aren't we? We are at new highs. Okay, so the other part of the RSI work that I do is I really didn't think this was a high right here, right? Because of this. But I thought we'd get some type of pullback to 3,400 or so. But now look at the RSI, just on the daily. It's confirming on other time frames. But you see this high, 80-ish, 79, 87, and you see where we are now. We're just right at 70. Okay, so, you know, the RSI also tells you when not to fade a trend because you have a confirmed high. Now we no longer have a confirmed high. 35.80 to 90. Okay. And let's see, what else was I going to, oh yeah, this was something that I said, you know, be careful about being short the yen, because I was still looking for higher yields. I didn't know it was going to be vaccine news that was going to trigger it, but here we are. We filled the gap, and we're back at the highs for higher yields, which equates to a higher US dollar yen. I think that, you know, the yen has bottomed. I don't think this is going to be a I wouldn't chase it up here, but I was showing some of my mentees on Saturday this line, okay, this bottoming wedge line. I said, look, this is going to be important if we get above it, because it kept bumping its head against it once, twice, and I said once we get over 103.60, we're back inside the
one slice, three times a lady, right?
Yeah. That's a good song. Yeah, 3 is a big, the 3 strikes you're out still. All right. Anyway, so that's what I see. Let's have a great week. I hope the news is correct about this vaccine. On 60 Minutes, the military, U.S. military is preparing. I still think it's going to take, they're still saying it's going to take till mid-year next year or so for the general population to start getting it. But, you know, it's hopeful. And because, I'm reading what's happening in Portugal from Leandro and everything, and the lockdowns are intense in Europe. And, we're exploding here with nothing going on, even though Biden is putting together, uh, a team to attack it. I don't know what he's going to be able to do until and if he takes control in January. So, there are people talking about 300,000 cases a day in the US by then. we're going to need a vaccine. So, to all my trading warrior brothers and sisters in Europe, I'm hoping that you're locked down. I don't like them. I'm claustrophobic, and I can only imagine how you feel mentally. And that's a big part of this COVID is the mental duress. So I understand it. I feel it, and uh, all you could do is ride out the storm and try and be distracted with trading and movies and trading and movies and trading. Anyway, yeah, Alexander's saying new national emergency state in Portugal. Okay. How you doing, Blake? Did you get some rain over the weekend?
I didn't. Good morning.
Well,
You know,
good
we
morning. Good morning,
we got a
buddy.
little bit of. Oh, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
We did some deluges. It's kind of like Mother Nature trying to cleanse us from all the toxicity that's happening in the world. Anyway,
Well, it was, as you guys know, it was a very interesting weekend. It's hard to make heads or tails of it because we're rallying to new highs. You guys know why the reason why we're rallying to new highs. Because of obviously this vaccine news. There's maybe some resolution on, we have possibly a president elect, but we have the current ones that's not conceding, and so it's everything's kind of up in the air right now. So it's a hard read. I mean, it's like, do you buy here risk when we're all at highs, or do you take the safe route and not? And it is a hard question. I actually just got a little run over. I was trying to short the New Zealand yen as it was running into the multi-year trend line here, and I got run over with that one. I'm like, well, that didn't feel too good. And so I'm just kind of, just standing aside here. I'm bought a little bit of dollars. One of the guys from my office is just, he's like the less stimulus. So this dollar move that we've seen, might let up a little bit. And if you look at the euro dollar, the euro dollar just pushed 119, and it's come off a little bit. And you look at like some of these big commodity currencies, like the Aussie, is above 73 cents. The Kiwis, breakout territory now, but will they sustain? That's the question here. And also the other thing that I'm sure you're asking, Dale, and I'm asking myself, is this a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at stocks hitting all-time highs. Can we hold them today? And if we don't, that's kind of a risk to the market, right? But this is really good news this Pfizer news. It's
Yeah, the
very
90%
hopeful.
efficacy is a big deal. They were talking about, maybe 60, 70 early. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a big deal. And so it's a big deal, but we've got to get there first. And it's going to be a long haul. And if you think about what COVID has done to the global economy from a growth perspective, does it justify stocks where they're at? you know, one of the gentlemen from my office, you know, said, hey, you know, we might not get a lot of stimulus. And that's true. We might not get that last stimulus package that we were hoping for. So does the market then reverse? And that's kind of where we're at right now. And I think that those are the risks at this moment. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the charts. You know, we can sit here and, you know, speculate on what's going to happen here in the future regarding all that. But I think what we have to look out for, there's certain things that we need to be watching today. And that's what I'm going to be pointing out right now. So if you're looking at the S&P, I think if you get back below 30 here, and I'm going to put, is this a line? Yes, it is. This line right here, like I have to put an alert on that, because if we get back below that, that would suggest to me that it was all a false breakout. Now that's 3560. That's 100 S&P points from where we're at, basically 90, 100 S&P points. But I'm going to write it down. Let's see. Wait, hold on. That was 35, roughly 35.55, 35.55, right? Resistance, next stop for the S&P, as far as I can see, is 37.50. So there you go. And we are going to have to put it at bullish for now. I mean, because we are breaking out right now. By the end of the day, you know, we could, you know, have a false breakout. And you know what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to flip it back over to range. So, but right now we have to go with it's bullish. We have to, right? We just have to, because it is right at this very moment. So let's go into the euro. So the euro, we just broke above 119 and we came off. So I think we have to be a little careful if we come back below these levels. So you can see this is a 4-hour chart. This is like this previous broken trend line. Watch through here. Let me fix that. Hold on. Let me see real quick. Wow, gold's getting absolutely smashed right now. That's something that, you know, kind of has to have our attention. So a break back below 118.40 would be, I think that would be not too good for the euro. 118.40. Right now, resistance is at 119. And then 119.25, because resistance 119, or it's 119.25, 119.23. I'm just going to keep it at 25 as the 78% retracement. Okay. Okay. The cable. So struggling up here at 132. Support's going to be down here at 130. Test.
I'm
Hey.
here.
Yeah,
Hey,
I can, what happened?
Did our Zoom do something?
Yeah,
It like kind of froze or something, right?
it did.
No,
Yeah.
no idea, but it seems that there are some outages in other platforms as well today. I don't know if it's, you know, something.
Okay, can you see my screen again?
Yes, we
Yes.
can now. Yes.
Okay,
Yes. She
that
looks
was
very pretty.
that was weird. Okay.
Come on, be honest for a second there. You
I
were
don't know
wondering
what-
which screen you were sharing.
Probably overloaded.
That's funny. I got it. Okay. You know, Dale said something which is really true, and this is something that you guys got to think about if you guys are trading equities. NASDAQ stocks should be under pressure from here on out. You should see a rotation. Doesn't mean that they're gonna go straight down. I'm just saying you should probably see a rotation, because NASDAQ stocks have really benefited from COVID. So if we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, then, you know, like the Amazons, you know, are shorts now, and you know, the Netflixes of the world. So you want to be on the short side of the NASDAQ. That's I just want to bring that up because I think that's Dale brought that up earlier, and that's a very important point of view, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
rotation.
Yeah, you're going to see rotation. Whether or not stocks go down or not, I just wouldn't want to be long NASDAQ stocks per se. Not for right now. I mean, there's going to be a time to get back into them, I'm sure, but right now.
Well, the two most unloved groups that have not participated for quite some time are the banks, and I know what Steve's going to say, but yields are going to help the banks. And if crude bottomed, and crude all did was pull back a bit, so the two most unloved sectors are the oil shares and the banks, and they may be the heroes for a while.
For a while, I agree, Dale. The problem with banks is that there is a very limited band within which a rebound in yields can help benefit them, because once yields actually try to move, quite significantly higher, then immediately what seems like a good thing, that they can, have a profitable model again, becomes a bad thing, because a lot of assets that they have in their balance sheet suddenly become insolvent.
Yeah, but there could be like 20, 30, 40%.
Of course, I mean, you
to
can
the
always
upside
have
first.
big
Yeah,
relief
trade.
rallies in bear markets, right?
Yeah, I haven't been the only time I've really been an investor, Steve, is when my position doesn't work out and it was going to be a trade, and then it became a swing, and then it became a position. All right, so I'm really, that's how people become investors, when they don't have stop loss in, or
Unfortunately,
have
that's the wrong way to become an investor.
poor risk management. You go from a scalp to an investment. I've done it. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna wrap up analysis, and you guys can
okay.
chat all you want.
All right, go ahead.
I just already went through the Aussie and the Kiwi while you guys were talking. So there's some support down here from on the dollar Canadian. Then you gotta think about this. This could also be a what we call a butterfly pattern, which would be something that look like this. Oh shoot, that's not what I want to do. Like something looks like this. And then you get the reversal, right? Now, the thing is we're matching the lows back here. So the thing is if we get back above 130, it's a risk of a false breakdown. But that support right now is, well, let's look at this support. Is going to be 120. The 161% extension of this move, 127% extension of this move is 128.75. So
thank you, Andre. Thank you, Andre. Wasn't that your Andre Cardoso imitation?
Oh, got it. Yeah, I'm not very good, but that I know that it could be a little bit of a reversal there.
Just kidding.
So resistance today is going to be back at the basically 130. If you get back above 130, you got to be on the lookout. For right now, I'm going to put it in bearish, but there's a risk that this is going to flip back to range tomorrow. Okay, dollar Mexican peso. Dollar Mexican peso is trading really heavy, broke down. I was actually looking at I tried to play this on the long side. It's very, very tough. You can't you have to get all the way back above 2085 to be showing a reversal right now. We did hit the 161% extension of this move. So and if we are going to show a bit of a reversal in risk, there's a risk that this may bounce. We're also at a 78% retracement down here. So I'm going to write down 20 as being really important support, and 2085 is being resistance. And while we're below that, it is bearish. Okay. But that doesn't mean that we can't bounce, especially after this big of a move. But selling rallies makes more sense at this moment. Dollar Swiss. So look at this big bounce off of 90 cents. We hit the 89. This is the 127% extension of this move. We hit the 85 level on Friday, and now we're bouncing like a bat out of hell. So 90 cents is support, 91 cents is going to be resistance. Remember, this is a big level of resistance that's been big on so many different occasions. So, you know, same thing here. 91 cents, 90 yen, ripping higher, all the way back up to 105. I mean, this is a big move, right? I don't even know how to trade this right now. I mean, that move just, I mean, look at it just blow up. That's all the Pfizer news, right? So, and you know, the thing is, yeah, that's just, just a crazy, crazy move. So, let's say,
I honestly wonder how many people have managed to make money from USD yen
it's
during the past year.
it's really, really, really difficult to trade. I mean, it really is. So I mean, I'm going to write down resistance here as being 105.35, and then support is going to be back down at 104. So for now, oops,
Jane is saying Amanda was long the yen, US dollar yen.
she was earlier today.
Yeah.
She's a really good trader, and she's in our chat room. Hold on, I'm sorry, what was I writing? 104, 105.30. Okay, let's go over to the dollar index.
Muted.
Yeah. And you got to be careful if the dollar gets back above 92.50, right?
Yeah.
Because then, you know, we start looking this going, oh crap, we're still in a range, because it should be bearish right now, but I'm not going to do it today. I just can't, because, you know, if you look, we're still holding these levels from back in September. We should be bearish, but man, I'm going to write down today's lows, 92.13, so 92.15. Yeah, you got to be careful if the dollar starts to squeeze here. US dollar, Norwegian krona. Okay. So we just hit the 618 retracement. This is one of those that I think you have to be notified if it gets back above here. Okay, and that comes in at 913. The low today is 896. So that would actually be like 914. 896 would be today's lows. Okay, I'm going to keep it in range. And then gold, this is a nasty move in gold, and we need to pay attention to this, because with gold selling off the way it is, this is one of the risks that could really put a bottom in the dollar, right? So I'm gonna look at it basically like this right now. So let's get rid of these fibs really fast. This is a 50% retracement that has capped us, right? So you think about like a 50% retracement. Let me get rid of that, and then this is support down here. Let me get rid of this really quick. Yeah, I don't want that. And I think this is what we have to pay really close attention to if you're just trading gold. Okay, just this. So support 1850, resistance 1965, and you know, what is 1860? Hold on, let me just double check that. 1850, sorry. And then 1965, and we happen to be right in the middle of it, and I think you just have to be really careful with gold now. You do, because with all this news that just came out over the last 24 hours, whether it's the Pfizer news or whether it's the U.S. election, and if we, the markets just don't like uncertainty, and I think the markets are looking past like Donald Trump at this point. And so gold, the safety bid for gold is probably, this is why it's letting up. So you got to be a little careful if it breaks below 1850. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to leave this bias chart with you guys. So Steve, Stelios, how you guys doing?
Good, mate. How have you
Good
been?
morning.
Good morning.
It's been a whirlwind. Here in the United States, it's been like, there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of, people, I have family and friends and neighbors that are on both sides. So it's been very emotional for a lot of people with the election. Now this Pfizer news is great news, but the question is, what does it do to the markets? What do you guys think here?
Good question. I think that first of all, we need to see, obviously it's a good headline, and we need to see how it actually translates to, because there's already been some comments from people saying, look, I read the details of their analysis and it's ignoring a certain group of test people, etc. I haven't read
Those
it,
with
so,
two legs.
No, but you know what? I'm not going to get sucked into something that's just a headline. I want to see more information. I want to read about it myself, and then
Yeah, I agree with you, Stelio.
Obviously, it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing. It can only be a good thing.
It is a good thing, but efficacy is only one of the factors that matter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we still don't have a vaccine. We still don't have a date. We still don't know exactly how long, but we know it's going to be long.
Yeah.
That it will take for the population, at least for a critical mass of the population, to be vaccinated. We still can't be certain about safety, because a vaccine can be 30% efficient and completely safe, or it can be 90% efficient and cause a lot of problems.
And like Jane says very correctly, there's going to be several vaccines because one doesn't cover all. It's all these details that we don't know yet. So obviously it's a good thing, but I want to see more. I want to see more information.
All right.
And nothing that's
okay,
Blake.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna go. No problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay,
go.
bro.
I'm gonna let you guys take over. You guys have a great one, and
You too.
thanks everybody. Good luck today. I'll see you on the daily roundup for those of you that are Forex Analytics subscribers. See you there.
Bye bye,
Thank you,
mate.
Blake. Thank you. So yeah, this has been a very big move today. I haven't been long. I haven't been short either. So I've missed this move. And as I said before, I'm happy with that. I can't be trading everything and getting everything. Nobody does that. If anybody tells you they get everything, they're lying.
I don't care about the triggering factor, but from a technical perspective, this worked out, perfectly. Textbook, right? I mean, we had this triangle. We closed the wick exactly at the triangle strong line resistance, and boom, we're exploding higher. So this is a textbook move out of a triangle, breaking the direction of the trend. I think we can easily see 38.23, which is the 161.8% extension of the triangle's range, and even from basic technical analysis, the 100% extension of the range, which comes almost at 4,000, 3,970.
Yep. Yeah, the targets are up there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, judging from moves like today, it doesn't seem that far away, right?
Yep, that's true. Yeah, otherwise, it's interesting. Blake mentioned metals before. Obviously, I'm still waiting for a good pullback to get long. I read on a couple of comments about metals saying, there was one person saying, oh yeah, metals are going down today because with the vaccine being possible and coming to us soon, there's going to be less need for stimulus. well, then in that case, why are stocks going up? But, because they have been going up for ages due to stimulus. But anyway,
yeah, it's cherry picking. Explain each asset using a different assumption, which of course makes no sense, right? So we assume it's positive for stocks because whatever, but we assume it's negative for gold for other reasons. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm still holding on to what I have. I'm still short the last piece of my euro NOK, which is doing very well again today. I'm lower.
In any case, massive reversal. Massive.
Yeah, and oil is up. Oil is up 10%, so that's helping. So I'm lowering my stop as this thing is going lower and lower.
Speaking of which, I think crude oil Stelio is just a step behind because very frequently one market leads or lags the other. I think that crude oil is one step behind a breakout here as well. I mean, we had this perfect descending channel, perfect in any way, and we're currently testing resistance. And, as it seems, I think the bullish case scenario, which we analyzed on Friday and probably not only Friday, it seems like it's about to start playing out here.
Very good call, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I was working the short side last week, and you were resolute about it being this, and nice.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out nicely. I mean, both the S&P and WTI, from a technical perspective, have worked, really, by the book.
Yep. What else to say? Let's have a look. Did we have any data today? I just missed everything today. Mexico CPI. Who cares? No, nothing really.
Indeed.
Nothing really to mention. So I'm personally holding on to my. Oh, I'll need to. Can you take it over for 1 minute, please?
Absolutely.
Okay? I'm here.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, buddy.
So Dale,
Yes.
anything you want to mention or you want us to talk about until Stelios is back?
Yeah, let's look at yields here, Steve, and see what the charts look like.
Absolutely. So you want to see the yields. Let's go with the 10-year one. Here it is. Nice rebound. Guess from where? From the channel trend line support.
Right.
So we held here at the precipice of a breakdown, and it's not by accident. I didn't want to, go into technical details while we were, exchanging opinions with Stelio. But if you remember, the two of us had a conversation on Friday about how do we confirm that gold has really broken out and it's on its way to new highs. And if you remember, I told you that the evidence will be closing above this channel, because breaking through this channel in an impulsive manner then erases the possibility that this was a corrective move, right?
Yes.
So it's interesting because on Thursday we closed on channels resistance. Right. On Friday we didn't manage to push forward, and today on a daily closing basis, I think it's more than obvious that we will have had in our hands a major rejection from this channel. Major is right. Major, which now makes more likely the other scenario, which is one more push lower before higher, because in any case, I'm not changing my mind. I always had two scenarios here, and both of them ended with, and gold and silver are going to end up being a lot higher, which is still the case. I'm I'm as convinced as somebody can be about it. But as it seems, now that a lot of people that were in a rush got trapped to the wrong side of the market, we might have to flush them out first before actually that happens. So I think we can now see a move down towards 1820 before we can move higher. I think this is a massive move. I think that this move is not really justified because nothing really has fundamentally changed about gold. Especially just from an announcement that shows the efficacy of a single vaccine that at some point, if we're lucky, is going to be out in the market. I think that both cases, meaning we get a resolution with the whole COVID mess, gold is still going to keep moving higher for various reasons. Now, the problem is not resolved. We're going to get even more stimulus. Gold keeps moving higher. I mean, any way you look at it, I don't see a scenario under which metals will underperform. But that is a long-term prediction and a macro thesis. So short-term, what we're getting so far today is a great reversal, and you have to respect that. I mean, I remain very bullish gold and silver, but would I be buying if we close like this today for a short-term trade? Absolutely not. There is no way.
How does the silver look in relation to what gold is doing?
Listen, it's also a nasty reversal here, right? Now,
yeah.
theoretically speaking, silver can find support in this broken trend line resistance. Gold can also reverse higher and close above 1900, in which case we might say the same thing about this. But to be honest, do I really see very likely that we're going to get a catalyst today to get a reversal of the reversal? Not, most likely not. You know what I mean? I think the market is going to keep playing in this euphoria tune. That's the combination of oh, okay, as it seems we're going to get a resolution with whatever has to do with the US elections, and at the same time we might be closer in resolving the COVID problem. And you know how it is, especially when you have a bullish market, which undeniably we had a bullish market. It doesn't need much to to put a lot of faith in good news, right? Quite the opposite.
Okay.
Stelio, do we have you back, mate?
I think he has to go. He had to go. The school bus came early, so I'm here with you.
Okay. So we can let me open the
I
question
mean,
box.
we don't want Stelios to be late for school today.
No, we don't.
He did his homework and everything last night. So.
Somebody talks about Turkey, and this is an issue I wanted to talk about, and I'm pretty sure that Stelios would talk about because it's one of the fundamental issues.
And it's almost Thanksgiving too.
I don't know if you paid attention what has been happening with Turkey during the past 2.5 days, Dale.
I haven't, but people are writing about it. The finance minister resigned.
Yes, and first of all, to begin with, Erdogan fired the central banker on Friday.
Yeah.
Then the finance minister resigned, of course, claiming that the reasons are, whatever. I mean,
yeah.
If I remember right, health issues, which of course I doubt that anybody with an IQ above 50 believes. And today,
well, I don't know. If you don't do a good job with Erdogan, you might have health issues.
True, very true. And today, despite all that, we have a massive reversal lower in USD Turkish lira, which means that the Turkish lira is bid. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to realize that after within 2 days, firing the central banker and having the finance minister resign, there is some massive buying of Turkish liras from the central bank today, from whoever is in charge, which is, likely Erdogan. So, coincidentally, quote unquote, within 2 days we have very, very negative news, and the Turkish lira is bid. So it's more than obvious that we have massive intervention happening here. Speaking of which, look where we stopped today at these ascending channels, trend line support. So it's worth keeping an eye on that. It's not going to be the first time. It's not going to be the first time. Yes, the foreign reserves must be bottoming, says Richard, and I totally agree with that. There have actually been multiple articles saying how much money the Turkish central bank has been spending trying to keep the Turkish lira from depreciating, and judging from the result, I wouldn't say that's money well spent.
I'll
And
see. Well,
yeah,
after you're through with this, I'm curious because we were talking about being long the ruble, which the short U.S. dollar ruble. How that's
as you
looking.
understand, with
Yeah.
the with crude oil being in the
Yeah.
precipice of a major breakout, we're testing previous low here, and it
Yeah.
looks like we might actually reverse higher. Actually, today I added another portion to my short USD NOK, and why is that? Because
Oil.
let me zoom in. What did we get here, Dale?
What, the double top, a rectangle?
Yeah, we triggered a double top and the breakout
Yeah.
from this rectangle. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So from a technical perspective, this is a very nice breakdown from 913.
And higher oil will help it too, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
undeniably.
Yeah. Okay.
Undeniably. So I still love this trade. I mean, I'm very deep in the money. I started building it since it was there. And for me, it remains a very long-term trade. I think there is a lot more to go. A lot more to go. Speaking of that, last week we had the lowest weekly close in since 2018. So in more than 2 years, 2.5 years. So keep that in mind. In the DXY, this is the DXY.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to mention it in case somebody didn't notice.
Yeah.
Not the lowest price because we had that spike at the beginning of September down there, but I'm talking about the lowest weekly close, and that says a lot.
Yeah.
I really don't see any reason for anybody to be chasing a dollar reversal. Now, at some point, I have no doubt that the market is going to try to squeeze dollar shorts. That's how it always happens. But fundamentally speaking, I see no reason why, other than some rebounds on the way, as it happens to any bear market, why we would be stopping here. I don't see any scenario under which the dollar should really benefit a lot. Not at least with with what we have at the moment as possible scenarios going forward. So that's
maybe down to your 1.2791 ish. Take out the lows by 40 or so. The 91.77 low looks like it could be a viable target.
90.80 to 91 is a nice area of support. I can admit to that. Several supports confluence there. So I'm going to be looking perhaps for a reaction from there. But in all honesty, I don't see why somebody would want to fade this market. The Euro USD is breaking higher for the time being. That's what we see here. Here it is.
Yeah.
Now, many people are going to mention here, I'm pretty sure, the usual correlation between the euro and gold, and how euro might also reverse lower. And I take that into account, but I'm going to keep an eye out on that within the next couple of days. But I mean, there is always a counter argument to doing anything, right? Over analyzing things causes paralysis. I think that for the time being, we have clear moves, clear trends. For example, another example, the breakout in the Aussie USD was textbook as well, right? A market that was very strong, consolidated in a triangle, broke higher, and I think that probably very soon we're going to see higher highs.
Can you put the fibs in Aussie from the high, the move to the recent low? And
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. What are you looking for? The 78.6 is at 75.73, for example.
Okay. I was just thinking about this recent from the high that we had a few weeks ago to the recent low.
Okay. That high. So that high. I'm pretty sure that we're almost at the 88.6 at the moment.
Okay.
You see, we've definitely sliced through the major fibs.
Okay.
I can tell you that much.
All right.
Here's the Kiwi. Kiwi threatening with a breakout. Kiwi actually never even produced a lower low. It was extremely strong, right? Extremely strong all the way. All the way. It didn't even manage to correct lower. I mean, it just kept, slowly drifting higher, irrespective more or less of what was happening. Same can be said for copper. There it is. Here's copper. Looks very similar to the Kiwi in a way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all these markets remain very, very resilient. And, tell you all you need to know. I mean, you can try to slice it one way or another, but, you can't argue with price, right?
Right.
And I think prices has been sending very clear messages. Now, somebody's asking about natural gas. Natural gas is still toying around with this previous resistance as support. I think it's an interesting area and quite a nice proposition to belong here. So this roughly 290 area, I think can very well act as a support and produce another leg higher for natural gas. I think from a risk reward perspective, it's an excellent opportunity. I don't have anything else to add there. I mean, I was, I was saying this since we started moving lower that perhaps we retest 290. So now here we are. Let's see what happens. I think there is a very good chance that we're going to hold there, at least for a short-term reaction. I mean, in any case, at the very least. Here is USD CAD, another market that was very clear and clean. Triangle, boom, breaking down, lower low already, satisfied, fulfilled this. But I don't think we're going to stop right here just because we fulfilled the minimum expectations, which is a lower low. I think the next area of support is at 127.50, and I don't really see any serious threat to this move lower until we get there. So more or less any market I look at, is sending the same type of message.
What a day.
Hey. Okay. Hey, mate. Good morning to you as well. So actually, we have Giuseppe with us. He's now in the chat room. I didn't have time lately to be. I assume most of you follow him, Locatelli Charts, on Twitter. Giuseppe is a very long-term, well-known presence on Twitter. He's a great trader and analyst, and if you don't follow him, I strongly suggest you do. He's with us now in the chat room, and I'm very pleased to say so. Don't worry about it, mate. I have no such issues. Are these sessions recorded? Yes, absolutely. All of them are recorded, and you can find them on our YouTube channel, right? They get posted there like a few hours after we're done. You can also find them on the Forex Analytics page if you go to webinars, videos, or playlists. Here you can find them by playlist, right? So they get posted there a few hours after we're done with the webinar. The webinar gets edited and then uploaded. So you can find every single one of them there. Let me see what other questions we had in here. Just after Biden president-elect. Listen, I had the same conversation, Forex Gal, with a friend of mine on Twitter. The comment about the announcement about the efficacy of Pfizer vaccine. Many people, I've seen many people assume that the fact that it was announced a few days after the elections is like is related to some kind of political affiliation. As always, I'm going to tell you that I have no idea if that is the case. What I can tell you is what my common sense tells me. I'm not sure how many people would be affected in the way they voted just because we had some announcement about a vaccine. My assumption is that very few, especially seeing the polarization, I think that especially in these elections, people that voted for Trump would vote for Trump no matter what, and people that voted against Trump would vote against Trump no matter what. I've said it before, my personal assumption is that almost nobody voted for Biden. They would even vote for me if I was running against Trump. Right. I'm sorry to say that, and to people that are like affiliated with the Democratic Party, I believe that both the prior two choices were bad. Both Hillary Clinton and Biden are really not good choices. I think it was all about for Trump and against Trump. Right. Second of all, even assuming that, I'll say the most obvious thing. Trump or any president is not responsible in a positive or negative way for whatever happens in the research and development department of any pharmaceutical company, which means that even if today we got a better announcement than just the favorable efficacy of vaccine, how is that exactly an achievement from any type of president, no matter who he is, right? I think it's not a positive or a negative for a president. It's completely indifferent because that's not the work of a president. Now, that's my 2 cents, you know.
You want mine?
Yeah, of course.
I think one of the interesting things about the election is that the Republicans did quite well. They picked up some seats in the House. There's some runoffs, but they most likely held the Senate. So it wasn't like a blue wave where Biden had coattails. It seems more like even Republican voters may have split their ticket and voted for their Republican. Okay, Amir is still saying, and who knows? Yeah, he might. But just the results, whether you believe they're true or whatever, the results show that people may have split their ticket and voted for their Republican senator and congressman,
It's very
and
likely.
voted for Biden.
It is very likely. Yes.
Because
And
it wasn't a blue wave.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons we didn't see the Senate results being anywhere close to what happened with the presidential vote. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree. And I personally, of course, I'm not going to say personal information. I personally know people that did exactly what you described in the U.S. That they're old school, I mean, lifetime Republicans that didn't want to vote for Trump, but they still voted for, the Republican senators. Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. I mean, if I know people and I live in Greece, imagine how many there are.
Okay. So there's fraud all around, people are saying. So this isn't over. A lot of people think it is.
You know my thinking about conspiracy theories. I just don't
I know.
I just don't go along with any of them because statistically speaking, the vast majority of them are trash, and trying to weed out what makes sense and what not, it's just going to drive you crazy. So, until I see hard evidence about anything, not about the vote, about anything, until I see hard evidence with my eyes or anyhow, through some kind of a way that, it's indisputable, I just, don't,
I mean,
don't trust them.
With what's happening with COVID and politically, Rod Serling, who wrote The Twilight Zone, could not have imagined this.
I really wish and hope that this period of polarization somehow it's going to go away.
I don't know how.
I'm not very optimistic either. Yeah, I have to say that. Now, let me finish here by. Do we have a guest, by the way, today?
Yeah, Raksha should be here.
Okay. Check if she's here by having a look at Bitcoin, which is consolidating below the 78.6% fib. And, it looks good. From a technical perspective, it looks good. It looks like it wants more. And the rest of the cryptocurrencies, more or less. Ethereum seems to be lagging, but still, even if you look at Ethereum, the bigger picture, seems like it wants to make a move as well. So I think cryptos look good. Now, don't ask me why. Fundamentally, I still can't make much sense of the love for cryptos. But as I said before, I don't want to argue with price, right?
Right.
I don't want to be poor because I just want to make my thesis with price, against price. So do we have Raksha, or should I
Raksha,
move?
are you here?
Yeah, if you are just right on the chat, let me
Okay.
search for her. Let me see. No, I don't see her, mate.
Okay. She said she was having some connection issues. She's in India.
Yeah, I know.
So
Okay. Can you see if we have any questions from early on, because I'm usually a little bit late because I have to pick
sure.
up my son.
Happy Monday. Do you want to answer that?
Happy Monday to you as well.
Yeah.
And happy
Gold
week.
1810, 1790 would be an amazing buying opportunity.
It would. As always, though, right?
Yeah.
As always, never just have targets. You need to have the combination of targets and price structure. Meaning, do I want to buy gold at 18 to 1820? Absolutely yes. Am I willing to buy gold at 1820 if we get there tomorrow? After 2 consecutive days of non-stop selling? The answer is no. So it's not just getting the price you're looking
It's
for.
how it gets there.
Yeah, it's getting the price you're looking for and the proper type of price action that makes you think that, yep, this level is going to do the work, right?
Okay, Raksha's here.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Dale.
Okay, Raksha. I used to have dates with
Hi.
women. I used to have dates with women and said they couldn't make it, and then they could make it, and then they were late. And
How many of those were from India, though?
yeah, that's right. I'm talking about American women. So good point, Steve. So welcome back. Welcome back, Raksha. How are you, my friend?
Thank you so much, Jill. Thank you so much. A
I'm
lot of
glad you
things
made
actually
it.
are going on right now here, so I'm really sorry for this thing. But I didn't want to miss meeting with you anytime. So I
All
just
right.
tried to come
All
back.
right. So what a wild day. You want to share your screen with that green box, share screen, and see what
Yeah,
you're.
I am actually trying to do that. Just give me
Okay.
1 second. Okay.
So it's a green box. It says share screen. Drop down menu.
Actually, I'm just on a new system here altogether. So that is the reason is actually taking some time.
Okay.
Great.
Here it comes.
I'm here.
Okay. So you're already in here, so you could probably go to some of your charts.
Yes.
Your Nifty or gold. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at the 4-hour gold crash that we had today, and
Yes.
you're calling this a reset with Boomi?
Yes. Actually, I'm actually this was my T1 here, and this I'll just come down to the 1 hour time from right now. So this was my T1 here. From this point, I am just looking for a retest back till like 1921, which is nothing but the September 2011 high. So I am a little bit skeptical about it because there are few very important range of support and resistance here at around like 1888 and around like that 93. So between this range, if this range is broken of this range of 93 to 88, 86, if this range resistance range is broken back, then we can see the 1921 high again to be tested on a little bit of a longer term side.
Okay,
So what a
1920.
fall
Yeah,
in gold.
yeah. 1920 was a battleground before we broke out to the upside. So,
Yes.
yeah, I could see if we had some type of rally back to 1920, would you consider that a sell strength type of opportunity if we got back up there?
If we get back up there, I think that the prices are going to just halt here again back, because it's like a very important resistance point. As I've since from a longer time, you have been noticing that I am very much keen for the prices which are historically important. So like this high, this price of exact like 1921.07, this is the exact price of September 2011 high. So
Right.
after that high, it tried to break up more, but then it's back again to this point. So now if this prices are going to test again, 1921 will be the price of little bit of more resistance side. So I
Okay.
will not try to do anything heroic at this level right now. I just try to wait and watch for some time how the price is going on right now. Then after this 21 is broken, then we can see that 46 price back again for the next target side for the higher side. So this is the
Okay.
goal. This thing is like this. So till 46, because there was little bit of they tried to get it back here from 46, but
Yeah,
after that a long,
three drives to the top. Did you notice that? I've been trying to
yes,
even teach people on Twitter. I mean, if you go back to a shorter term, your shorter
yes,
term chart, it's even more visible. Maybe you ought to code that into Boomi 3 drives.
yeah. So
I'm just
this.
kidding. You don't need it. Okay, so you know, gold's down, but the dollar really isn't up. I know you follow the dollar. I'm wondering what
Yes,
your view is
yes,
here.
yes. Dollar here. Let's see. I am still following my same old chart here, and it is still it's from 2016 low of exact price. If I quote is 91.919. This is a 2016 low price. It has rejected here. If from a last meet which we had here at around like June, July here. If you remember, I was saying that this price is going to be a very strong support here, 2016. And from
Right.
this, we are back to retesting of 2019 and 1990 high, which is
Right.
like 94.7. Now it's back again to 2016. When from here this time I'm thinking it might go back. It might check the lower side prices of around 90.775 to this range, to in 91 to 90.75. So this might be we can say that this time we can see a little bit of breakout of this 2016 low, not too
Right.
deep for that, but on the lower side for sure. And then
Okay.
if I go for more lower side, if I see, then we can get back to the 88 price of DXY.
Okay.
But right now, I don't think so. Not more than 90 here, 90.7 here, because this again amounts to be a very strong support price of range here. So DXY till now, it's this range, this channel, if you see here, which I have drawn here, it's a longer term trend line here for all the support prices which we have for the all time lows of DXY. So this range is very important range, because if this range is broken, this will give a definite direction to DXY for sure.
Mhm.
Now it's
Okay.
just hovering around between these two lines.
Okay.
And just like that, we had also, I think in SPX also, we have the highest high of all time. This lows, they are just trying to test it back. And if we draw a trend line here, we can see that this again is going to be a very strong resistance back here altogether. So if this is broken, yeah, we can see the retest of the previous high of 3550 on this. But no, I don't think so. I am just much more on a bearish side for SPX right now.
All right, but we did that, Raksha. I think your chart might be delayed. We already made new highs,
Okay.
didn't we?
Okay. Yes,
There you go.
exactly. There you go.
All right.
This one.
Okay.
So now we this is not updated. I'm working on my brother's PC right now, so I have let know so many things here. So now we are if we are looking for this, I'll just go to the all-time prices of that, and if I look at this, I'll just a very easy thing. It has just surpassed all the levels here. So what
Yeah.
I am just writing, I just use the extension here for these kinds of all-time high levels here. So if I look at this, then 3770 is the
Yeah.
next high, which we can see in SPX then.
Okay.
And if I go for the extension back here, then around 3730, 3729. So these two are the levels here for SPX, which we can see as a resistance for the next higher high or like that. But this close is very important, as we need that the valid close is very important of this line. But as we
Right.
can see, there is little again resistance is there on a selling pressure is back here. So if the price is closed above that, then 3729, 3730 is the next high we can see in SPX back again. Same was the case with Nifty again. As in our Nifty also just broke all the highs here, and this was the highest high. And here again we are back to the highest of the of all time. And here also like we are again just expecting some more higher side of around like 13K, but it will take some time. As you can see, the gaps, you see the gaps, the buying pressure here since October. So last month there's so much of buying pressure here back again, and very interestingly, it is making a harmonic move also. So let's see what kind of rejection we get back here around at like 12,700 back to the prices back to the highest highs back.
Okay. And those green bars on the and red bars on the previous chart is your algo or EA.
Yes, this is the algo here, and as per the background color, the green background color is showing the demand in the demand sentiment of the market. So when it is green, that means there are still buyers here. There are still demand in the market right now. It goes same for everything. So right now, if I'm talking about Nifty, let's talk about SPX then. If we are if I put that, one second, we can see what kind of sentiment is going on in the market. So if it's green at that time, so we only look for the buying pressure. So it's like here. So we are still in the green. The buying pressure is still there. We are not at all. We have the red stars. If I see a red star back here again, that means there's a change of trend in the market at that particular time frame which I'm using. Like if I'm on a daily time frame, so it will show me the change of the trend in the daily time frame. Right now, there's nothing red here. All the greens are here since 4th of November. So we are still bullish on this SPX. And if I go to gold here, this just takes some time because we have compiled all the versions which we have, like for the Indian market, for the global market, for the COMEX, FX and all. So we have just compiled one in called Bhumi Maya. So where there are so many people who are interested in using all the versions. So for them, we have just compiled all the one and with some more additions in that. So that is why it's taking some time here. Now we see a red star here. So that means you see the fall here after this. So right now, we are not seeing any supply sentiment, like no selling sentiment here in the red zone. It's still in the green zone, but right now it's a neutral zone. That means there's the price where there's a balance of the market is about to, we can see a little bit of balance in the prices, the equilibrium of the market right now. When as soon as it turns red, then we will be bearish for it. And when it's green, then we're always bullish for it. We'll only buy when there's green. And if we see a price here, this level, we always buy from this level. So it has retraced back to our buying point here, which is exactly which, as per my personal, the calculations which I do, like the chart, that I love to make charts, like, so these two levels of our algo plus my personal calculation, these are all converging at the same level here. So now we can, if I just we can see some buying side back to these levels. So a retest is definitely, I feel that it's on the way. Until unless the prices just breaks down 1858, there is nothing bearish about it. So this is what gold is about. Then I
Okay.
was just checking about crude.
I knew you were going to go there. Okay.
My
All right.
favorites.
Yeah.
So this crude is back to its 1990 high. It's just testing again and again and again. We have seen a change of trend in the market from 4th of November again. We have just changed the trend of the market, and still we have little bit of switch. When this price is broken of 41.19 exactly, that's the 1990 high. We have a little bit of immediate resistance at June high, which is at 41.61. This range of resistance once broken, then we can see 42.79 to 42.80 as our next target in crude right now. But we can see a clear rejection again on the same price level.
Okay.
As soon as it turns either a red or either a red zone or a red star, we are still doing nothing here right now. So this is how our algo is working all together with how I perceive the chart to be. So all these levels are there.
Okay. You want to show your website, or did you have another?
Yes.
Did you have another market you wanted to share? Or
our website is niftyanalysis.in.
okay.
And we are working on our new interface also. So very soon, this all thing is going to be changed very soon now, as we're working on it. Diwali is coming on, a very big Indian festival is there. So we are planning to launch the new website here. So if anyone is interested in knowing more about Bhumi, they just have to go and just click Bhumi here and just fill out the form and just join our webinars, free webinars, where we educate everyone what exactly Bhumi is about, how to use it, how it is useful for anyone there. And my Twitter handle is RKZ @27. So we keep on posting more and more about our website, more and more about the levels and the charts. And this is all right now which I have on my plate right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Raksha. I'm so glad you made it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, nice to hear your voice, and I hope you and your family remain untouched by this invisible enemy, and that Bhumi keeps creating booms in your equity to the upside. And was great hearing your voice and talking to you and getting some nice looks from you today.
Thank you so much, Shiv, and really, and just pardon me for this hassle here today. And thank you so much, because I can never miss a meet with you. You know that.
I know.
You are my favorite, all time favorite.
Oh, thank you so much. And you'd have to wait 2-3 months to talk to me again.
Of course, anytime.
How I schedule people. You know what people say to me, Dale, 2-3 months from now, I could be dead. I go, well, anyway,
I'll be here to meet you.
All right. Well, have a great fall trading season, Raksha. Appreciate your looks and edifying the FACE community once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dale, and just be safe and just have a lot of fun all the time. Thank you so much, Dale, for getting me here.
Everyone, Raksha Soni at RAKZ. Let me finish.
RKZ @27.
Yeah, _27, and check out her algo. And that's going to be a wrap. And that's going to be a wrap for us today. And everyone trade safely. It's one of the wildest days I've seen in a long time. And I don't know how there could be a turnaround Tuesday after this blast off, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you everyone for your support of Forex Analytics. And I hope that we're adding value to what you're trying to accomplish as a trader, and appreciate all of you that have taken the step to say thank you by becoming a subscriber and part of our trading family. And with that, remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And we'll see everyone tomorrow. Adios. And thank you again, Raksha.
Thanks, Dale. Take care.
See you guys. See you, Brock. See you, Giuseppe. See you, Richard. You're welcome, Horg.